Alex is super easy to copy off of because he always finishes his tests early and puts his paper down on the floor next to him. So if I ever get in a pinch, it's nice to know I can count on Alex to bail me out. Kids whose last names start with the first few letters of the alphabet get called on the most by the teacher, and that's why they end up being the smartest. Some people think that's not true, but if you want to come down to my school, I can prove it. I can only think of one kid who broke the last name rule, and that's Peter Uteger. Peter was the smartest kid in the class, all the way up into 5th grade. That's when a bunch of us started giving him a hard time about how his initials sounded when you said them out loud. These days, Peter doesn't raise his hand at all, and he's pretty much a C student. I guess I feel a little bit bad about the whole PU thing and what happened to Peter, but it's hard not to take credit whenever it comes up. Anyway, today I got pretty decent seats in all my classes except 7th period history. My teacher is Mr. Huff, and something tells me he had Rodrick as a student a few years back. Wednesday. Mom has been making me and Rodrick help out more around the house, and now the two of us are responsible for doing the dishes every night. The rule is that we're not allowed to watch any TV or play video games until all the dishes are done. But let me just say that Rodrick is the worst dishes partner in the world. As soon as dinner is over, he goes upstairs to the bathroom and camps out there for an hour. And by the time he comes back downstairs, I'm already done. But if I ever complain to Mom and Dad, Rodrick always pulls out the same lame excuse. I think Mom and Dad are too worried about my little brother Manny to get involved in a fight between me and Rodrick right now anyway. Yesterday, Manny drew a picture at daycare, and Mom and Dad got really upset when they found it in his backpack. Mom and Dad thought the picture was supposed to be of them, so now they're acting all lovey in front of Manny. I knew who it was really supposed to be in the picture. Me and Rodrick. We got into a big blowout over the remote control the other night, and Manny was there to witness the whole thing. But Mom and Dad don't need to find out about that. Thursday. Another reason my summer was kind of lame was because of my best friend Rowley was on vacation pretty much the whole time. I think he went to South America or something, but to be honest with you, I'm not really sure. I don't know if this makes me a bad person or whatever, but it's hard for me to get interested in other people's vacation. Besides, it seems like Riley's family is always traveling to some crazy place in the world, and I can never keep their trip straight. The other reason I don't care about his trips is because whenever he comes back from one of his vacations, he always crams it down my throat. Last year, Riley and his family went to Australia for 10 days, but from the way he acted when he got back, you'd think he lived there his whole life. Another thing that's really annoying is that whenever he comes back from a new country, he gets into whatever fad is going on over there. Like when Riley got back from Europe 2 years ago, he got hooked on this pop singer named Joshi, who I guess is some huge star or something. So Riley came back with his bags full of Joshi CDs, posters, and stuff. I took one look at the picture on the CD and told Riley that Joshi was supposed to be for 6-year-old girls. But he didn't believe me. Riley said that I was just jealous because he was the one who discovered Joshi. And what made it really irritating was that now the guy was Riley's new hero. So if I ever tried to say anything critical at all, Riley didn't want to hear it. Speaking of foreign countries, today in French class, Madame Lafourie told us we were going to be choosing pen pals this year. When Rodrick was in middle school, he had a 17-year-old girl from Holland as his pen pal. I just know because I've seen the letters in his junk drawer. When Madame Lafourie handed out the forms, I made sure I checked off all the boxes that would give me a pen pal, just like Rodrick's. But after Madame Lafourie read over my form, she made me start over and pick again. She said I had to choose a boy who is my age, and he has to be French. So I don't exactly have high hopes for my pen pal experience. Friday. Mom decided to start making Rodrick pick me up after school, just like he picked me up after swim practice. I guess that means she didn't learn from that experience, but I did. So when Rodrick picked me up today, I asked him to please take it easy on the brakes. Rodrick said okay, but then he went out of his way to find every speed bump in town. When I got out of the van, I called Rodrick a big jerk, and then it got physical. Mom saw the whole thing unfold from the living room window.